What's up, traders? Welcome to another episode of The Chop Zone. My name is Jeremy Clark, your host, coming to you from the Premium Tier Futures Discord. You can find me at Phils Jackson on X or at Premium FTS. It's a small group of day traders who share insight. It's totally free. You're welcome to join. And please feel free to ask questions in the comments. So today, I'm going to be going over the Snapshot Filter. And for those of you that are unfamiliar or new to Jigsaw Daytradr, that's going to be this middle column. Right there, you can see there's a 21 and a 4. The 21 is highlighted in red, and the 4 is highlighted in blue. So that's our Snapshot Filter. And I'm going to go over what that is and what it does. Someone in the comments requested an explanation, and I thought to myself, you know, I better look this up because I still am a little confused by it. Let me explain. The Snapshot Filter has two settings, and that would be the original setting and the delta. Now, if I go over here, let's see, looking for the bid snapshot, for example, and let's just see what that's, oh, it's over here. First page, snapshot depth. Okay, just gonna highlight that. Snapshot depth right here. My highlighter is not working on this particular page, so I'm just gonna circle around. I have the snapshot depth set to 2 and the style set to original. So there's original and there's delta. Now, if you look over here, that means that this 39 is showing you, sorry, we just moved. So the red box is showing you the corresponding number of limit orders sitting on the ask. Not sitting there, but the ones that are added. So each time price moves, if you get an add on the red ask column, it'll show up in this box. And conversely, if price moves down, you can see they added 30. There's 26 left, so obviously people bought 4 of those, and in so doing, price moved up. And you can see price is now moving up even higher. So, what does all this mean? And what's the difference between original and delta? One thing I would mention, I have this set to show me 2 levels of depth. So that's the best ask and 1 level above, and the best bid and 1 level below. That's all I'm interested in. I want to see if they're adding orders just above or if they're pulling. Same thing going below, but it's a little more complex than that. So I just want to go over what that all means. Let's get the actual definition from Jigsaw. Okay, so the snapshot column gives us more info on the pulling and stacking of limit orders. It shows the change in the quantity of limit orders at that level since the inside bid offer last moved up or down. So what that's saying is how many orders have been added to the bid at the best price, and how many orders have been added to the ask at the best price, or how many orders have been pulled. Sometimes orders pull to get out of the way of oncoming traffic, so to speak. If price is going to move in that direction, you might see some pulling. But the way I use it is slightly different. Anyhow, I digress. Let's keep on going. Okay, so if we look at the bid side, you can see all these contracts added. On the offer side, contracts added. There are times when the stacking and pulling is significant and does tip you off to where the market is heading. Obviously, what is significant differs by market. So to that note, we are in after hours trading. So pretty much everything we see on there is going to be kind of insignificant. So for the inside bid, there are two ways you can have the snapshot appear. Let's just see what those are. Delta. Show the net changes to the limit orders, taking into account what has actually traded. So that means it changes. It means if you see 26 here and then it changes, it's telling you how many orders were either filled or pulled at that level. And the original, which is what I use, simply show the quantity of limit orders when this price became the inside bidder offer. So what that means is this 26, there were 26 limit orders added. You can see most of those filled. There's actually a lot of buyers at that level. You can see that price is smaller. Now it just flipped. Now price is bigger on the bid. And you had 29 added, and there's still 29. So these are either filling or price is hesitating. Now, the number of levels of snapshot can be set by the user, or the snapshot can be removed. Oh, yeah, we don't need it. Just remove it. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I like it. So, going back to our settings, if I wanted to, for example, increase the amount of depth, we can get a whole bunch. And I'm not sure how many of these, well, okay, to get all of, like right now I have it set to 7, so that's 7 above and 7 below. And to get all of those to fill, you need the full contract data. If you're using Apex and Rhythmic, you need the CME full book to get that. Otherwise, you might just get the best bid and offer and a bunch of zeros on top and on the bottom. So that's something to know before you go into it. But as you can see, I can see the orders above and below. At least 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 levels are coming in. And it's possible that the levels above are just not changing. Now, I don't really look at polling so much on the middle column. I prefer to look at polling on the actual DOM itself, on the depth of market. So what I might see is, 11 adds to the bid at this level here. And then I'm watching this blue column, and if those 29 suddenly disappear and price is moving that direction, then that's a good sign that somebody pulled and got out of the way of oncoming traffic, so to speak. Now, the way I trade, and I keep alluding to this, so I'm just going to explain it now. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but generally speaking, when price is moving up, or it's moving in a direction, let's say, in this case it's starting to move down, and you see more orders on the bid, 27 hit, now 29 are hitting, and you see fewer on the ask. Why is that? That's because orders are being added to the bid in anticipation of price coming down. So they're expecting to get filled. So at least in this zone, this is where the market makers operate, is right around the spread. That's where they're gonna want to add as much liquidity there to catch orders, because that's what they do. They fill orders. So in a balanced market, obviously you might see like 30 and 30 on the ask and the bid. We don't really have a directional move. Again, this is after hours trading, so it's trading in a little range. But I thought this was a good way to show you what it does. And I guess just to kind of summarize, you've got this middle column right here, and you've got the blue box, and that's showing you there were 27 bids added. You can see there's still 27, now 17. And until price moves, either up or down, that's going to stay 27. And if it fills, so it just filled, and notice they just added more down below. Now there's 78. So there's a little bit of a directional thing happening here. You notice the -2. So there were two bids pulled below the best bid. So that's what I like to see. I like to see a big number coming down in the direction, smaller number just above it, and the reverse is true. If price is going to go up, I look for liquidity being added above on the ask, and you'll see that reflected right here in the snapshot. And then just above that, I want to see those polling. Now, the reason I keep it on an original is because that method works with the original setting. If I go over here to Delta, it kind of operates in the opposite way. So in my experience, when there's a lot of volume, you'll see basically more bids coming in underneath to fill as price goes up, and more asks getting pulled, as opposed to seeing heavy. See, you can see it right here. We got -20 above and 22 below. So they were making a push right there. I just never got good at reading it from the Delta. So the way I do it, and I talked about this in the last video, if you go to the top, I think this is showing the top 5 or top 10 levels of the depth. Okay, so you can see I have my market depth set to 15 here, and that's what this is. There's 15 levels on the bid and 15 levels on the ask, and these yellow letters up top, the 1140, that's showing you how many offers are on the ask in those 15 levels, and how many offers are on the bid, 795, 794, in those 15 levels, right? Now the way this power meter works up top, let's see what it's set to. So I have this set to show me 3 levels. So it's showing me just one more level than my snapshot. So I'm looking at this really tight, and I like to see in a down move, I want to see the bids getting heavier, like it is right here, turning blue, meaning they're supplying liquidity as price comes down. They're expecting price to come down, so they're adding bids. And if price is going to go up, I want to see it turn red, like it is right now. Obviously, this is a balanced market, so there's a lot of back and forth. But in a directional market, that's what I look for. Down here, we have the power meter that's based on the tape, and let's see if we can see it here. I'm going to open this up. Oh, I know, this is just for the depth and sales. So if I want to get to the settings for the tape, so we've got a reconstructed tape right here, and this second power meter that has these 2 levels showing, that's based off the settings for the tape. So just to clarify, on top we've got the depth on the DOM. On the bottom we've got the actual trades going through. You can see buyers were going through a little more heavy. They're adding buys at the bottom. Just out of curiosity, did I turn this back to original? No, I still have it on Delta. So I'm going to switch my snapshot back to original. Okay, and you should start to see what the snapshot's doing match this top power meter, ideally. So going back down to the second two power meters here, you have to pull up the reconstructed tape settings. That's right here. And normally I have this set to between 25 and 50, usually 50. But right now I turned it off because it's after hours, so there's no filter on this tape. And then just looking at the power meter settings, so the top one is your short-term power meter. In the last 60 seconds, there's been 49 sells and 35 buys. That's what that's telling me. In the last 300 seconds, there's been 408 sells and 424 buys. Now, ideally, I want to see both of these line up. I want to see the shorter term line up with the midterm, and I want to see those going the opposite of what's happening on the DOM, which is why I have these DOM, the power meter set so low to only show me 3 levels. That's just how I use it. That's not necessarily how I was taught to use it from Jigsaw, and they have their own methods. I know Peter has his methods, and I think we're encouraged to sort of find our own way and find our own way to use these tools, find what works. So this was how I used to use another software, had settings similar to this that I liked, and so I brought those settings over to Jigsaw and played around with it to see if I could get it to do the same thing, and lo and behold, I could. So that's how I use that. Okay, guys, so I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Definitely jump in there and try out the Snapshot Filter, because it's a great tool. It just gives me a quick visual right here where price is happening of what's happening on the DOM. Power meter showing me the same thing. It's just a different way of visualizing it. And that helps me a lot. You'll notice right here you have 800 on the ask and only 700, 690 on the bid. That generally means price is actually going to come up. And you can see you got 46 versus 26 kind of happening right here on the snapshot. We've got this big magnet right here, VPOC and VWAP. And then while we're on the subject of delta, so delta is just the bids minus the ask, or the ask minus the bids. And that's what this column is right here. And this is another great one. So where this 91 is happening right here at VPOC 6965, you know, every trade has to have a buyer and a seller. But at this level, there were 91 more buys happened. 91 more market fills hit the ask than sells, and it moved price up. Same thing here. There was 35 more buyers at this level. You can see it printed that 41. Moving up, there was 49 sellers here, 49 more sellers than there were buyers. So this is just the delta is a great way to filter out what's happening. In a balanced market, you're going to see a lot of back and forth, but in a directional market, you might see a level where it's just all red. Like this is all sellers. And then let's say that price comes up here and prints like 2,500 lot order that goes to the buyers. And maybe somewhere in that red, there's like a small 2 of buyers. You know, that's where the delta flipped. And then you can see the big add that comes in and adds up here. So that could be a clue that price is moving up. So you want to look for those little delta flip signatures. You know, this is a great example right here. This 2 Price was coming down, it was red, and then right here, buyers stepped in and pushed price up, and it came right back up to VPOC, and it went right through those sellers, those previous sellers. So that's another cool feature, another cool way to use the delta. Yeah, I hope that helps. Again, hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer. You can always request to join our Discord. That's Premium Tier Futures. Hit the like button, give me a subscribe, and feel free to pass this along. I hope you guys have a great evening and a good trading day tomorrow. All right, cheers.